Hey guys, and welcome back to the Chronically Ill Diaries podcast. I'm your host Jane, and today I am talking to you guys from San Diego, California. As most of you know, Franz and I lived in San Diego before we lived in Arizona, which is where I was when I started this podcast in the first place. So there's a lot of updates to get into in this episode, and I'm definitely going to dive right in. And I feel like this update would be perfect for a Sunday morning coffee chat. So if you're listening to this when it's just aired, it is Sunday, and you're going to get all the full juicy details. Let's get into it. Alright, so first of all, this move was actually very random, very fast, very crazy. So what happened was I left my preschool teaching job at the end of July to start another elementary school job to be able to get into a credential program at Arizona State University. However, that job ended up not offering me the correct hours I needed to be able to get into the credential program. At that point, I was kind of in a place where I could either stick it out and stay in Arizona for an extra semester now. So we would be there for about 2 years instead of 1 more year. Or 2, I could start looking for other jobs. However, it happened so quickly that I didn't even have time to start looking for other jobs. And one of my very good friends, Anthony, who was in one of the other podcasts, he was the doctor, chiropractor out here in San Diego. And for a while, he was mentioning some jobs at his job, such as front desk and things like that. But then this other opportunity came about, and he told me to apply. I just did because it was right at the moment I wasn't able to get into my credential program. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna try. So I apply, and within like a week, I am out in San Diego, and I'm meeting the doctors and the staff. And I stayed here for a week, and we went to Vegas, like a convention in Vegas. And then I went back home to Arizona, put in my 2 weeks, and here I am. So that was like the second week of September, and then I left Arizona on September 30th, and I started my first day technically on October 1st, which was a couple days ago. I'm not gonna lie, it has been extremely hard. Before I even left, I felt like I was making a mistake. I still feel that way in a sense because Franz isn't with me. The dogs aren't with me. Luckily, I was able to find a place to stay with a really nice girl, and it's just her and I in an apartment together. So I'm very grateful for that. However, I'm married. Franz and I have lived together for 5 years now, and to not be together and not have like that safe space and be with my puppies, like, it's just not really the best feeling in the world. Kind of what happened to our apartment complex in Arizona are like big fat assholes, and I would never recommend that fucking place. They basically said that we didn't give a 60-day notice before our lease ended. Our lease ended at the end of September, but because we didn't give a 60-day notice before the end of our lease, we couldn't leave, or we'd be charged like $2,500 in like fees. So it was just really stupid. Anyway, so we signed a 3-month lease, and Franz is staying out there probably until the middle of December, and we'll hopefully have our own place out here together around that time before we get into Christmas and the New Year, which that is what I'm looking forward to. But right now I'm staying in Point Loma, OB area, and it's so beautiful, so nice. I'm so lucky that I was able to find this spot. So, I mean, there is positives in it. However, it is a lot. So the job that I moved here for is at the chiropractor office, and it's kind of a hybrid role. So right now it sucks because I don't know anatomy like at all, and one of the positions is knowing anatomy and being able to identify and locate on humans' bodies, and I'm like sucking ass at that, so I really need to study after this. But it's basically a soft wave technology, and I could get into more details on that later. But basically that's what I'm doing, 2 shifts a week. I'm also going to be doing front desk like on a very short day on Fridays, and then I'm going to, for the rest of the week, be doing like marketing and events coordination and all that for the office, but also for one of the doctors, who is Dr. Anthony, and he'll be doing the talks and I'll be going with him. So eventually, once I'm trained in this role, it will be a lot of fun, and I'm hoping I'll really enjoy it. As of now, I don't, and that's also what's making me second guess, have anxiety, like all of these things. Like I'm just being honest, like as of right now, I don't like it, and I wish I didn't come, but I know that's my fear talking, and I just have to keep reminding myself that and give it time. And if in a month and 2 months at the end of training, if I still hate it, then I can always quit and do something else. But I know it's probably fear talking, and that's what's making me hate my life right now, and the change and everything. So I'm trying not to be too negative, but when I say I have cried the most I've cried in so long in 1 week, I'm not fucking kidding. Even leading up to it, I have cried the most in the past couple weeks ever since I knew I was moving than in like the whole fucking year. So it's definitely a shitty feeling. It sucks waking up every morning and like feeling like I'm gonna throw up and feeling like I'm deathly ill because I have so much anxiety, and I don't want to go to work, and I don't want to like be here, which is crazy because all I've ever wanted to do since moving to Arizona is be out and be back here. But like, it wasn't supposed to be like this, and moving back to California was supposed to be fun and exciting, and we have a U-Haul and the dogs are in the back and we have all of our stuff. It was just supposed to be very different, and so it doesn't mean it's bad, but it's definitely a lot harder on me than him because he's in Arizona still, and he's in our apartment, and he doesn't have much change other than I'm just not there, which at this point, it's only been a couple days. Like, he's probably enjoying it, like just having the place to himself and enjoying being alone. So it's like, it sucks. Like, no one really feels what I'm feeling right now, and the feeling is not good at all. But I would say that my anxiety is just extremely high, and I'm nauseous all the time, and I'm just like on edge, and I'm breaking out everywhere all over my face, and I'm extremely bloated and TMI, extremely constipated, and I'm just like feel like shit. And I'm hoping that with time and with comfortability and everything, like it'll slowly pass. But as of right now, I am like a hermit that doesn't want to leave this room, even though it's not like my room. It's a room that I can hide in, and that's like all I want to do. But luckily I do have friends out here, so I'm forcing myself to like hang out and do things. And like, I went to brunch this morning and it was nice, and tomorrow I'm gonna go to the beach and it'll be nice. So I'm just trying to find little positive things to make me feel a little better, if you know what I mean. It also doesn't help that as I was driving here from Arizona, it was like 112 last weekend, and I left Arizona later at night, and so it was like 105 or something like that. And by the time I made it to Arizona, it was like in the low 60s. My body, my joints, my arthritis are kicking my ass. It has not gotten better. I am in so much pain. It's not as bad today. It's as it was a couple days ago, like on Wednesday, Thursday. That was like so bad. I couldn't even move getting out of bed. Right now, it's probably like a 4 pain, when a couple days ago it was like a 6, a solid 6. Like, I was completely miserable on top of feeling like that strong, intense anxiety, and then like my joints hurting. Oh my god, it was like miserable. So I'm happy like it's kind of passing, but that was also something that was like, oh my god, I am falling apart mentally and physically, and I'm waterworks right now. Like, I can't stop crying over every little thing. I would leave work and instantly cry. I would cry on my way to work, turn it off while I'm at work, and then the second I get in my car to go, I'm like bawling my eyes out again. Luckily, I haven't done that, but last night I did break down, and I'm like, shit, I need to just do something for me. So, like I said, hanging out with my friend today definitely helped, but it was only for a short amount of time, and now I'm like, I'm gonna make a podcast about it, my diary, as you know, in audio form. So thanks for listening. Other than that, like I mentioned, Franz will be moving in December, and all should be well in the Castellano household. I'm also going to be seeing him every weekend for the rest of this month after this weekend, but I think it just made it extra hard because it is the first week, and I don't know, it's just so hard, and I feel like I'm being a baby, but like, it's just hard. If you've gone through something like this, moving in general, this is our third big move since we've been together, and this one's just the hardest of them all because I am alone. And it just makes it so much worse. Even though it was my choice, it's just extremely hard. I know I've said that like 30 times by now, but it is. But next weekend, he's flying to me, and we're going to go back home to Modesto to meet our nephew and like visit family. Then the following weekend, him and I are going to Miami to see Taylor. And then the following weekend, I'm going back to AZ to see my friend for her birthday. So I'm going to be seeing him a lot. I'm going to be not alone for the next couple weekends. So I just have to get through this month. But it still is really hard. And I know that being able to see him next weekend will be a big relief and a big thing to look forward to. So I'm really excited for that. But I think that's all the updates I have so far. Just me being sad, blah, blah, blah. But that's honestly the update for you. And I'm hoping to turn a corner very soon and hopefully learn anatomy well enough that I don't feel like shit every day and like extra nervous, because I'm also nervous for my job on top of just like everything else. So that's something I'll definitely be working on, but keeping you updated on. But I also wanted to let you guys know that there is a upcoming podcast this Wednesday with Adriana and Vanessa, and we talk about all things lupus and pregnancy. That podcast is extremely important and fun, and I loved hearing their stories and perspectives. It was very different for each of them, their experiences, and I think that it's a very important podcast to put out there for you guys, especially if you are pregnant or looking to become pregnant while having lupus. So look out for that episode this Wednesday, October 9th, and I will keep you guys informed on my Instagram of any upcoming episodes or anything to look out for that's fun and fresh. I will see you guys again soon, and thanks for listening to this podcast and me ranting about being sad, but like I said, I thought you guys should get an update. Hopefully it didn't ruin your Sunday morning and put you in a bad mood, but just know I'm okay, I'll be okay, and being alone isn't the worst thing that could possibly happen because I'm getting this amazing opportunity. So keep that in mind, guys. Love you all. See you on Wednesday for that amazing podcast. Bye.